New immersive art experiences try to improve on the classics. Hi there, everyone. It's Jeff, and this is Plain English, where we help you upgrade your English with current events and trending topics. This is lesson number 441, which means JR has uploaded the full lesson to plainenglish.com/441. Coming up today, have you heard of the immersive Van Gogh experiences? These are the multi-sensory exhibits that project images of Van Gogh paintings all around you. There are several of them touring the world, and they've sold millions of tickets. But they're also a little bit controversial. That's today's topic. In the second half of the lesson, I'll show you how to use the English phrase breathe new life into. The video lesson online is about how to describe similarities, and we have a song of the week thanks to JR. Let's get started. In his lifetime, Vincent van Gogh created over 900 paintings, the vast majority in a span of just 10 years, from age 27 until he died at age 37 in 1890. His work during that time ranks as one of history's most impressive bursts of creative productivity. Today, his works are in the public domain, meaning that no private individual owns the rights to the images. No fewer than 6 competing immersive experiences are trying to breathe new life into the works of the classic Dutch painter. These experiences are all different, but they have a few things in common. They're usually located in big exhibition spaces with large blank walls. They feature animated projections of Van Gogh paintings, or more commonly, adaptations of Van Gogh paintings. There are places to sit and stand. You can also sit on the floor. They're designed to be multi-sensory experiences. They invite you to observe the images above you, below you, and all around you. There's usually also a soundtrack that goes along with it. These exhibits are not in museums, but they're in exhibition halls or theaters that can be adapted to the format. The spaces need to be completely dark and offer big blank walls all around for the projections. And the exhibits are often temporary. The one in Chicago was here for just a few months. The exhibit in Boston was at a pop-up space in a former furniture store. One of the most popular exhibits of this new kind is called Van Gogh, the Immersive Experience. And It was created by a private company called Exhibition Hub. Mario Icampo is the CEO of Exhibition Hub, and he says that his creation is both an exhibit and an experience. It allows people to experience Van Gogh's art in a new, modern, and immersive way. And best of all, he says, it's accessible. A lot of young people are turned off by museums since they're formal, quiet, and appear exclusive. So the new exhibitions are a perfect way to bring history's best works of art to the Instagram generation. Just walk in and enjoy it. You don't have to know anything about art history to enjoy the show. Now, even for art lovers, the exhibits are another way of experiencing the famous imagery they've been familiar with for so long. It's common for people to say that the exhibits make you feel like you're in a painting rather than just viewing it. As you might expect, though, not everyone is a fan. A reviewer at the Boston Globe newspaper called one exhibition a cynical cash grab. A critic for the New York Times called it sloppy and said it left her numb, and not in a good way. The Washington Post called one of them unabashedly commercial. The director of New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art derisively called it entertainment, not art. Behind much of the criticism is the idea that people today don't want to think or have real experiences or connect with a painting. They just want another overstimulated electronic experience. For example, critics say the exhibits don't let you look at a painting and think about what you see. The experiences are just visual montages where the images flash before you and disappear in seconds. The immersive experience, for example, has images of paintings appear on the walls and floors, and they transform a little, and then they morph into something else. The whole show lasts 35 minutes. Any one image is only displayed for a short period of time. And because of the format, what you see isn't even the original. It's the immersive artist's electronic interpretation of the image. The famous painting Starry Night slowly appears from a dark canvas until you're surrounded by imagery based on the painting. As it fades away, you see animated shooting stars. Well, all this has critics saying that visitors to these exhibits aren't experiencing Van Gogh in any real sense. They're just experiencing more computer animation, which is not something that's in short supply. But you can't deny that they're popular. The Immersive Experience show has sold over 3.5 million tickets in over a dozen cities. And sometimes these exhibits are more popular than museums themselves. In Dallas, for example, the Immersive Van Gogh show sold over 100,000 tickets in a brief stay. The Dallas Museum of Art only welcomes 300,000 visitors in a whole year, and they have real Van Gogh paintings in their collection. It's not just Van Gogh that's getting the immersive treatment. Exhibition Hub also produces immersive shows featuring images from Claude Monet, Banksy, and the Austrian painter Gustav Klimt. The next show coming to Chicago is Frida Kahlo. There is advertising for Van Gogh, the immersive experience, all over Chicago. And I had absolutely zero interest in seeing it until I read how popular it was around the world. And I thought, okay, I should go see it and tell all of you about it. So I brought JR along with me to see the exhibition here in Chicago, and I'll tell you all about what he and I thought next week. Now, if you're fans of the Netflix show Emily in Paris, Emily visits an immersive Van Gogh experience in episode 5 of season 1. Today's English expression is to breathe new life into something. To breathe new life into something is to take something that's old, maybe losing a little of its popularity or its relevance, and to make it new and exciting again. I've got a few great examples to share with you today. First, let's start with how I used it earlier. I said that the multisensory, immersive experiences are trying to breathe new life into the old masterpieces. The old Van Gogh masterpieces have been around for over 130 years now. They're great masterpieces, but they're old. These immersive Van Gogh exhibits are trying to make the old masterpieces seem new and exciting again. They are trying to breathe new life into the old paintings. Have you read the book, Anne of Green Gables? I'm going to guess that most of you have not. I haven't. It was written in 1908 by the Canadian author Lucy Maud Montgomery. It's a classic children's story primarily for girls because it features girls as the main characters. But some of you might have seen the Netflix series Anne with an E. That's a television adaptation of the old novel. It still takes place around the turn of the 20th century, but the TV series is breathing new life into the classic old novel. It's making it fresh and new again in a new format. So those are two examples of using breathe new life into when talking about art. Here are a couple examples referring to things. JR bought an old dresser that was scuffed and beat up and just looked old. Actually, it was so old, he got it for free. That's how bad it was. But JR sanded it down piece by piece, and he painted it, and he added new metal fixtures on the front, and it looks like new. He breathed new life into that dresser. You can breathe new life into a building. It's very common for an old historic building to fall into disrepair. But someone with a vision buys the building and breathes new life into it. That means the person makes renovations, cleans it up, or repurposes it for another use. Old movie theaters are great candidates for this. We used to have a lot of classic old theaters that had just a few screens. Today, people want the bigger cinema experience with a lot of movies to choose from and a lot of showtimes. So the older theaters have closed, but the buildings are still beautiful and can be adapted to other things. So it's common now to buy these old buildings and breathe new life into them and adapt them as something else. A new park can breathe new life into a neighborhood. A bigger redevelopment can breathe new life into a whole city if it's big and exciting enough. You can breathe new life into a brand. What's a brand that just seems old and not really popular anymore? Here's a perfect example. Nordic Track. The original at-home exercise machines were made by a brand called Nordic Track. For many years, they were the most popular at-home exercise equipment makers. Now, I hadn't heard the name Nordic Track in years. I thought it was gone. But the current owners have tried to breathe new life into that brand by making it subscription-based and class-based, similar to what Peloton is doing. They're trying to take something that's old and not exciting and make it new and exciting again. It's Thursday, so it's time for the song of the week. JR has selected You Are Enough by the band Sleeping at Last. Before selecting today's song, JR asked me about the topic, so he selected this song specifically to go along with the Van Gogh exhibit topic. He likes listening to this song at night to relax before going to sleep. So thank you, JR, for this song of the week. You Are Enough by Sleeping at Last. Well, that's all for today's lesson. Next week, probably on Thursday, I'll tell you all about my experience with JR at an Immersive Van Gogh experience. And I'll have to go back and watch that episode of Emily in Paris. I watched season 1 a few weeks ago when I was sick one day. I watched the whole season from start to finish, but I was nodding off, so I might have missed that part because I don't remember it. Well, we are here every Monday and Thursday, as you know, and if you enjoy this audio version of the lessons, you might want to check out Plain English Plus. And this is our membership program for those of you who want to upgrade your English with us. And when you join, you'll learn how to express more complex ideas, and you'll be able to build your confidence in English with exercises and by getting direct feedback from me. We also have live conversation calls several times a month. And I have a feeling that this might be a topic on a future live call. We'll just have to watch our dashboards to see if this topic appears. Well, that's it today. See you on Monday.